Hey everybody, I'm Jay Beershank. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've been on quite the hiatus from posting book reviews or posting videos in general. I've been busy. I spent the past 3-4 months on fishing boats in Alaska, and since then I've been on a road trip down the west coast of the United States with my girlfriend. I'll post a vlog about that, but I'm packing now for a trip I'm taking later this week to Mexico, and I'm packing my bags, and I have tons of books. And I've been reading a lot, but I haven't been finding a lot of books that I wanted to review, but this one I have, and I've been keeping it in my collection and in my backpack for so long because I wanted to review it. But now I have, I'm looking at 7 books here, and that's my struggle as a traveler. Packing all these books into my backpack is always quite the hassle and heavy and annoying. I have more books than clothes. So I wanted to give this book a review before I leave so I can not bring it with me, because I've been only keeping this book to review it. And that book is My Family and Other Animals by Durrell or Gerald Durrell. Funny story about this book. I was in California, Nevada City, California. Some people might know that. I was sitting outside of the co-op there, and I was reading some niche, I forgot what book it was, so maybe like Beyond Good and Evil or something. And this old man came out and saw me reading and asked me what I was reading, blah, blah, blah. I told him, and he said, you know what you should read is this book, My Family and Other Animals. I was like, oh. And he didn't have a copy with him. He just told me the name, and he was like, it's the best book I've ever read. I love it. So I was like, okay, kept it in my mind. A year later, not this time in Alaska, but last time I also fished in Alaska for a month, I found this book, this exact copy, sitting in a little fisherman laundry area. And so I picked it up, and I held on to it for about a year. I didn't read it then. And just this next time in Alaska, a year later, I actually ended up reading it. And this book is so much fun. So it ended up being a bit different than what I thought that was after talking to the old man. He had told me that Gerald Durrell was basically the pioneer of zoos, which is interesting in and of itself. But in this book, it was more of his early childhood, living on an island called Corfu. It was the move him and his family made from the UK to Corfu. And it was mostly just about, these maybe 1 or 2 years that he spent on Corfu from I think he was maybe 7 or 8. And what's so fun about this book is his curiosity for life and for animals and for biology and for the environment is just so pure and childlike and curious and fun. And this book really allows you to transport into that, that space of beforeness, if you will, the state of back to zero, just being curious. And he goes out with his dogs, and he's always just looking around and examining all these little things that he's finding out in the world. And it's just it's so beautiful to have that curiosity back, because it's so easy for us to be going through our lives after we've lived a while and think that things are so mundane and so normal and so boring maybe even. But as a kid and as a child, you're so curious, and this book beautifully transports you to that place. And so basically it's just a story about his adventures with his dogs around the island and adventures with his family. His family's the way that he describes them as just amazing characters and gives them all deep, real personalities. And he's a very good writer in that sense, and obviously loves his family very much and gives them their own space to be their own character while, being able to poke fun and make fun of that character, but also understanding that, that is someone that he loves, right? So it's still a beautiful way to depict them. And he's always bringing animals back to the house and causing these huge scenes with the animals he brings back. There's this one scene where he has a bunch of baby scorpions, and he brings them back and puts them in a matchbox. And then one of his brothers goes to light a candle for dinner and opens up the matchbox, and then these scorpions are everywhere. And it's just like this, beautiful chaos that he brings into the family with his curiosity. And it's just a beautiful book to read, and it's so easy to read. It was perfect for me when I was on my fishing boat, because just working my butt off on this boat, and you're cold and you're wet, and it's kind of annoying and boring and you're stressed out, but being able to just read this book just transported me to this beautiful little place, and I'm forever grateful for this book. And I don't know if I necessarily am in the same troop as the man who told me outside of Nevada City Co-op that it's my favorite book ever, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I would recommend it to I'd recommend it to someone that's young for sure, because it's a fun, easy read. But I'd also recommend it to someone who just, still has a love for that kind of magic of life, or someone that has maybe forgotten it. and is open and curious to maybe finding it again. Anyway, that's my review of My Family and Other Animals by Durrell. If I'm not sure that's how you say his name, but anyway, thank you guys, and peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.